Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Financial Growth Channel, where we hope you become richer and richer. If you aspire to manage your money like the top 1%, then you must listen to this October 15th, 75 rule. By implementing this method, you can accumulate wealth regardless of how much you earn. This systematic approach adapts to different income levels, whether you make $10,000 or $1 million a year. Because no matter how much you earn, you can apply the following 3 steps. First, for every dollar you earn, allocate 75% or 0.75 towards expenses such as shopping, housing, dining, and vacations. Of course, this represents the maximum amount you can spend. If you can spend less than 75% of your income, even better. This 75% limit not only provides you with flexibility but also encourages you to do 2 crucial things. Firstly, it compels you to seek out affordable options, such as finding cheaper gas stations or eating more cost-effective meals. Most entrepreneurs we know possess this characteristic. We may assume that since they are wealthy, they always choose the most expensive options. However, if you truly get to know these wealthy individuals and spend time with them, you'll discover that most of them order from the specials menu or choose the cheapest items. After the bill arrives, they even take out their phones and calculate how much each person should pay. Going Dutch is a common practice, and it's rare for someone to foot the entire bill. Keep in mind that these people are millionaires. Secondly, the 75% limit forces you to focus on the value of the items you purchase. You may often hear people say, "Stop buying coffee and save the money for investments." However, we believe this view is flawed. What you should truly do is ask yourself how much value the item you want to buy holds for you. If a 5-iced Americano brings you immense happiness, enhances your social interactions, and boosts your productivity, then go ahead and buy it. After all, the value you derive from that cup of coffee far exceeds the 5 price tag. Instead of obsessing over small expenses and trying to save every penny, it's more practical to direct your energy towards bigger expenditures like a new car or a 100-inch TV. Splurging has its benefits, as it provides temporary happiness. But once the initial excitement fades, your happiness level returns to what it was before, and that $70,000 luxury car you bought becomes just an ordinary vehicle with the same functions as any other. If you can keep your expenses below 75%, let's say at 60%, what should you do with that remaining 15%? Let us now reveal the next step in the October 15th, 75 rule. For every dollar you earn, save at least 10%, which amounts to 0.10. Consider it as your buffer fund. A study in 2022 found that up to 56% of Americans couldn't afford unexpected expenses of $1,000. Your buffer fund serves as a cash reserve specifically for financial emergencies. However, please note that we're referring to genuine emergencies, such as your house being swept away by a flood, leaving you stranded in a desolate area with no options. The fund is not meant for all-night partying, leisure vacations, or indulging in fried chicken. It should only be used during times when your life takes a turn for the worse. For instance, if someone experiences a severe car accident that requires approximately $15,000 for repairs, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by such a significant expense when you have no one to turn to for help. If you have an emergency fund, the problem can be swiftly resolved. The good news is that determining how much you need for your buffer fund is quite simple. Just open a spreadsheet and list all your monthly expenses: rent, insurance, and everything else. Then multiply that total by 6. If your monthly expenses amount to $2,000, your target savings should be 6 times that, which is $12,000. Once you determine the total amount, make it your goal and commit to saving. Nowadays, there are numerous financial management apps that can help you stay on track. Simply enter your desired savings amount, and the app will keep you updated on your progress, allowing you to visualize your current status. Moreover, these apps come in various styles, so you can choose one that suits your preferences and circumstances. Lastly, where should you keep your buffer fund? While most people choose to deposit their money in traditional banks, there are better options available, such as high-yield savings accounts. These accounts offer higher interest rates and can be a more advantageous choice for your funds. So, my friends, armed with this powerful October 15, 75 rule, let's embark on a journey towards financial success. Implement these steps with unwavering determination, and watch as your wealth grows. Remember, you have the potential to manage your money wisely and achieve financial freedom. Good luck on your path to prosperity. Because they offer you higher interest rates to make your money grow faster. For example, the interest rate on traditional savings accounts may only be 0.45%, which means if you deposit $10,000 at the beginning of the year, the bank will only give you $45 in interest. Altogether, you'll have $10,045. However, a high-yield account can provide you with a 4% annual interest rate. That means by the end of the year, you can earn $400 in interest, making a total of $10,400. Now, here's a question: many people don't know when to stop saving, when they don't have to continue putting money away. We don't want to keep hoarding money endlessly. Once you have enough saved for a 6-month emergency fund, you don't need to keep adding to it. You can take that 10% of your income and keep it in your hands. Next, let us guide you on what to do next. The October 15, 75 rule says that for every dollar you earn, at least 15% should be invested in your future. That's 0.15 for every dollar. Your investments should start with accounts that optimize your tax payments. It's best to invest any extra money you have into these accounts. The key point of the 15% method is to make your money work for you so that you can accumulate assets and wealth. True wealth is built by accumulating assets. The problem is that in school, they only teach us how to earn money through work and labor. They encourage us to find high-paying jobs. But the richest people in the world don't rely on work to make money, they earn it through assets. After reading Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, we realized that having a high-paying job could lead to bankruptcy one day. However, if you have assets, even if you spend all your money today, you'll still be able to pay your bills next month. Unfortunately, most of us have never learned this in school, and our parents never taught us these things. We have to acquire this knowledge through reading and learning from books like The Psychology of Money and The Intelligent Investor. Once you learn this knowledge, you'll never forget it. If you don't learn it, you'll never master it, and you'll never be able to create true wealth. When you start investing, you can choose between two types of accounts: retirement accounts and pension accounts. Retirement accounts are specifically designed for investing in your retirement life. Many countries offer tax exemptions on the income and profit growth within these accounts. That means you may not need to pay taxes when you withdraw funds after retirement. It's important to note that the money deposited into these accounts is usually already taxed. Additionally, there are often limits on the amount you can deposit into these accounts, and the specific amount depends on the regulations of your country. Many countries also have pension accounts, which are employer-sponsored accounts. Unlike retirement accounts, the money you contribute to pension accounts is pre-tax. This means you'll have to pay taxes on it in the future. Since many people have reduced income after retirement, the amount of tax you'll need to pay in the future may be less. In summary, after receiving your monthly salary, you need to allocate a portion of it to your pension account. This is usually done automatically, and the contribution limits for these accounts are typically higher. One major advantage of pension accounts is that many employers will match a certain percentage of your contributions. This policy is widespread in many countries, although the specific regulations may vary. In essence, it's like getting free money from your employer, which is a great deal. When it comes to retirement preparation, it's not just about having retirement accounts or pension accounts. These accounts provide a strong foundation, but to truly achieve financial freedom and a comfortable retirement life, you need to take further steps in your investment strategy. Now, let's explore how you can maximize your retirement funds through regular investments. If you invest only $100 per month for 50 years with an average annual return rate of 10%, you will have invested only $60,000 during that period. However, based on the long-term performance and returns of the stock market, the total value of your investment portfolio can reach millions. For most people, mutual funds or ETFs are the best choices. Essentially, mutual funds and ETFs don't invest in individual stocks that can either rise or fall. Instead, they invest in hundreds of different stocks. This type of investment diversifies your funds and reduces overall risk. You just need to set it up and then forget about it. For example, if you invest in an S&P 500 index fund, your investment will be spread across all the stocks in the S&P 500 index, allowing you to track the overall market performance. Remember, it's important to maintain an energetic and motivational tone when discussing financial matters. Keep reminding yourself of the benefits and possibilities of investing and saving. It's never too late to start, and even small amounts can make a significant difference over time. High-yield savings accounts provide higher interest rates, allowing your money to grow faster. Once you have an emergency fund, consider investing a portion of your income according to the October 15, 75 rule. Explore retirement accounts and pension accounts, taking advantage of tax benefits and employer contributions. Finally, consider regular investments in mutual funds or ETFs to maximize your retirement funds. Remember, the key is to start early, be consistent, and let your investments work for you. Your investments are naturally diversified because they are now spread across 500 American companies through purchasing index funds. In fact, buying an index fund that represents these 500 companies is much cheaper than individually purchasing the stocks of each company. Based on the average performance over the past 80 years, the annual return rate of index funds is around 8%. Of course, some years may be higher than others, but on average, your money can grow over time, generating the power of compounding. That's why we choose to invest the majority of our funds in passively managed index funds, because it's a simple and beneficial approach. There are many types of ETFs available in the market, so do your homework and choose the ones that align with your needs. Have you learned our method today? Calculate based on your income and share the results with us. We look forward to your response. Alright, that concludes today's program. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next episode.